our spaces have been at the forefront of efforts to bring this community together. In 1960, sit-ins were organized in order to break down Jim Crow barriers by a mixed-race group of college students. They often met at the three-car garage in Cosby Woods. In December 1960, George Terrell Brumback, a camp volunteer, church member, and a friend helping organize the sit-in at the all-whites Patterson drugstore lunch counter in downtown Lynchburg. Brumback and his fellow students were arrested and sent to jail for asking to be served. The students' jailing prompted Bev Cosby to renovate the three-car garage where their meetings had taken place into the first intentional and racially integrated coffee house in Lynchburg. The coffee house opened in January 1961 and was named the Lodge of the Fishermen. The lodge immediately became a place where young people from all walks of life gathered safely and where genuine conversation and dialogue took place. The lodge continues to this day as a meeting space and a coffee house now known as Common Grounds Cafe. On July 4th, 1961, 6 African American youth and their adult chaperone seeking to end unequal Jim Crow swimming pools in Lynchburg were denied access to Lynchburg's whites-only Miller Park swimming pool. In response, the city of Lynchburg chose to close down and fill in all 3 of its public swimming pools rather than integrating. However, as soon as word got out about the youth's actions that day and the pools being shut down, Bev Cosby, camp director of Camp Kum-Ba-Yah and pastor of Church of the Covenant, made a bold decision to open up the camp's newly built swimming pools to the larger community. This became Lynchburg's first racially integrated swimming experience. In the afternoon of July 4, 1961, Randy Nelson, age 10 at the time, was in the camp's swimming pools. He recalls the events that took place when African American residents started to swim just as he did, with an invitation directly from Bev Cosby. He's speaking here 60 years later in July 2021 to mark the 60th anniversary of this integration effort.
My 2 brothers and I, among other children, were ones who did not leave the pool after our new guests arrived. The white children and white adults stood outside the pool fence and became angry over the fact that African Americans were swimming in their pool. They shouted obscenities and crudely gestured to those of us who were in the pool. Reverend Bev Cosby soon walked down from the church building down to the pool to speak with everyone. Some of the white children's parents then arrived and began arguing with Bev and protesting about the damage. Yes, the damage Bev was doing to the pool by letting African Americans swim in it. In his usual kind and pleasant manner, Bev invited the protesters to enter the pool and enjoy a swim. Bev's invitations were met with obscenities and scorn. While I was not able to hear exactly what Bev had said to the white children and their parents outside the fence, Bev later told me that he had assured them to please go in for a swim. The water is so fine. My brothers and I were scorned and ridiculed by our white friends and neighbors that day and in the succeeding months.
Bev Cosby's character and the example of his unique legacy of humble servant leadership are the guiding principles of Camp Kum-Ba-Yah.